Sound of Freedom. I've talked about this before. You haven't seen this movie.
No.
I've seen it. As I've said before, I won't see it again because it's just not. It's not a movie you want to watch twice. It's kind of awful. I would to support it. I'd go buy a ticket and just not watch it again. It's just I don't know who wants to see true stories about kids
Kids
being
being abused.
yeah. Oh, something. Anyways, so this article here, it says how Sound of Freedom box office compares to Barbie and Oppenheimer. Okay, how it doesn't compare, because it's obviously it's not going to compare. So this article here is from Newsweek. Kind of whatever. I'm not going to read any of it, but what I'm going to show you, there's a part here that talks about, well, it talks about that there was some suppression of Sound of Freedom because they did limited release at first. A lot of people didn't even know like what theaters it was playing in. Even myself, I had it booked. I'd booked to go see it at a certain theater, and then like a further away theater, and then suddenly it was like, oh, magically it's at another theater, and I ended up canceling the tickets and didn't get any return like money for the tickets, but it was cheaper to go to Oakville instead of going to Toronto, right? So that's what I did. But anyway, so it's now as of July 23rd, so as of yesterday, it's got a total gross of basically 125 million in the box office, and this is in domestic release only. So this in limited domestic release. This isn't across all theaters.
Not like everywhere. Yeah.
Right. So they're comparing this to the two dumpster fires, at least one anyway that I've heard of with the Barbie movie, how bad this one was. But they're trying to compare it to that because those two movies, you know, they've destroyed the Sound of Freedom's opening weekend, which was around 40 million. But so Oppenheimer here.
But also like Barbie's like not even close. Oppenheimer is at least based on real stuff, but like I still feel like it's not even close to a fair comparison.
It's not at all, but they're trying to. I don't know what they're trying to do here, but
yeah,
like you got enough.
Well, they're trying to brush it away because these are the human traffickers. Whoever wrote this article, that you fucking probably looking at kids right now.
Oh, I just bit my tooth. I told you last week I loosened my teeth. So this one here. Ow. Okay, so Barbie the opening weekend did 174 million. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Is that Oppenheimer's taken in domestic gross of 80 domestic million, worldwide of 174. Barbie's earned even more with 155 million domestically and 337 worldwide. But again, for one, completely different types of movie. One, you're going to sit and watch Barbie. You're going to sit and watch it. It's just going to be, you know, like fluffy garbage. Like Oppenheimer is obviously
the only thing you can hope for Barbie is that they have like Margot Robbie and some like small outfits.
I'm sure they're doing something like that. But
probably all.
And Barbie, I think that movie cost like 100. I think it says it actually in the article here. What did it say? It costs 1.28 to 145. Oh, sorry, 128 to 145 million to make Barbie, and Oppenheimer 100 million budget, as opposed to Sound of Freedom with a $14.5 million budget. So,
okay. So, but they're also saying too, compared to the Sound of Freedom, they need to make over $1 billion,
right. Almost $1.5 billion for Barbie. Basically $1 billion
to
for
compare budget based on budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So clearly, Sound of Freedom is a massive success for the type of movie it is. And again, this isn't a good feels movie. This is an awful feels movie. It's a movement movie, is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, you're trying to.
It's depressing. Yeah. Then you realize just how much of that's going on. You're like, oh.
Yeah. Especially you watch it and then you see the true story. Like they actually show real footage events of the movie. Like the actual footage events, you're like, holy shit, that's exactly basically the movie. Like they did do a lot of the, you know, there's Hollywood stuff going on there.
They're acting out scenes and
you gotta make movies entertaining.
There's a couple things in there I think the creators were saying were like exaggerated and whatnot.
Yeah. But that's movies, right? It's, you know, like otherwise you're gonna be watching like a documentary and, you know, just die of boredom and sadness. So, but good on Sound of Freedom. I'm glad it's doing really well.
Despite the media pedophile industrial complex trying to suppress it.
Censorship, man.